Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Challenge. Today, on episode I believe is 11, we're going to be heading back into the world on Florana, the Hunter. And yeah, that will be what we'll be doing today. If you don't know what the challenge is, the first time watching the video, the rules of the challenge are in the description below. But essentially, I'm trying to get all these characters on my screen to level 60 without dying, with a self-imposed rule set that you'll see in the description below. That's the challenge, and if you want to check out the most recent recap episode, that'll give you a good kind of starting point. Or if you want to go back and watch the whole thing, you can find the playlist on my channel. Alright, so let's get started. Let's jump into the world on Florana. Okay. So, yeah, I got to the inn and just kind of went straight to sleep on Florana. And so, yeah, Teldrassil is a great little zone. I quite like it. We got a lot of stuff to sell here. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that little cut. Had a phone call come in. Had to take it. Okay, so let's sell these things here and keep the water. Honestly, I mean, we really don't use too much mana. I think it's better to have the inventory space completely freed up because we don't have any bags like we've seen. Okay, so let's quickly just make sure we've got all the quests and everything like that going on. And get the quests. And so yeah, this character, I'm gonna start them as a minor skinner just to add a little bit more resources to the pool of characters that we've got. And so I'm gonna start with that. They might end up transitioning to being also an engineer. This person's also going to be my cook, although I'm not going to spend a whole silver on cook training immediately, although I think there might be a quest associated with having cooking right here. Like, I think this person might give me a quest if I have cooking. I'm going to need to do it anyway. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's do that. I think that's good. Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. We're not a herbalist. We would like to get the skinning and mining right away because I don't think I have too much other things to train. Let's actually just quickly check the hunter trainer as well here. Aspect of the monkey, actually, I would like it. It would help my hunter's mark also good. Arcane shot. Arcane shot actually, like, 13 arcane damage, like, is fine, but it uses up a lot of mana and it's not that bad, not that much. I'd rather have hunter's mark. Increases range attack power, like it almost doubles my ranged attack power. So it's just like a huge increase in damage, that hunter's mark. Track beast we don't need yet, so I think we'll definitely get hunter's mark right here. I think aspect of the monkey is honestly more important than arcane shot, and we'll come back for arcane shot a little later. Aspect of the monkey, actually much more important, I think. And then we have hunter's mark. Hunter's mark is going to be a skill we use obviously a lot. Increases our range attack bar by a significant amount. Let's just have a look at that would be nice to have, but it's probably not worth it at all. Bower, let's just have a look at the bows that we could potentially get into. A level 11 bow, and we already got this one, so level 11 would be nice. Quiver, kind of low on arrow. I mean, like, not super low, but let's just pick up 200 just to be safe. And now I'm gonna ask this sentinel about skinning and mining. Skinning outside his home on the way to Darnassus. Yep. And then mining might actually just be straight. Oh, is there not? Yes, that is correct actually. Mining is literally, you have to train it in Darkshore. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do herbalism and skinning on this person to start, and then transition them to being like maybe mining, skinning, and then transition to mining. Because I don't want to run all the way to Darkshore. I mean, it wouldn't be dangerous. It just would be. It would just take some time. So what we'll do is we'll start with herbalism. We'll get skinning a little later. Don't really want to run all the way there. Although we're about to kill a bunch of beasts. I probably should just go do it. It's worth it. Yeah, let's go do it. Oh, will I even be able to buy a skinning knife? Surely I would be able to. Get these quests before we head out, and then yeah, I think it's worth going to get the skinning, because we're about to do a bunch of quests that kill some beasts. So get this quest too. So yeah, what other quests we got? We got a fill a jade vial. That's over to the east of us, so the opposite direction we're going. That's also to the southeast. Zen's bidding is killing beasts all around. Troubling breeze is east. Road to Darnassus is over here, but I don't really want to do that quest right now. And then killing spiders, more beast killing. So I'm gonna kill this owl, do some killing things away, just to actually not only progress our quest, but also just kind of get some extra loot to sell for our skinning knife if we need it. So yeah, so hunters are obviously very strong class for soloing stuff and you know, survivability and stuff, but that really all depends on their pet. So before, you know, getting a pet, you can see level 6 owl there. It took me quite a decent chunk of time to kill, and was yeah, it dealt some damage to me. Yeah, like wasn't super easy. So you definitely don't want to get too overconfident before you get your pet. So I'm gonna really try and play as safe as I can before I get my pet. That probably won't happen in this episode, granted, because the other 2 episodes I couldn't quite get to level 10 on the first 2 of the next cycle of episodes, essentially. So we'll probably plan to get this person like close to level 10 and then start the next episode with, you know, getting the pet, because that's going to be quite a few quests and a fun thing. Something I have thought about a decent amount lately is how, as a hunter in Classic, to level up your skills of your character, or your pet, sorry, you have to train specific animal. You have to tame specific animals who have the skill that you want to upgrade or train onto your pet, on your pet, and use them for some time to get that skill. So it's a really complicated, convoluted thing, and it was something I definitely constantly had to look up when I played hunters in the past on Classic. And that's something I'm not going to be allowing myself to look up. So that is going to be a real problem. I'm going to have to really just kind of test things and just see what I can figure out. And my pet might be a little weaker because of it. So I'm just going to have to spend some time, you know, on this character, kind of taming random beasts and see if they have the skill that I want and I need. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. Okay, we're not gonna do leatherworking. Oh, does this person not have a skinning knife vendor here? Really? That is okay. So I gotta go back to Dalinar. That's man. I mean, I gotta go that way anyway. Gotta go that direction. I dealt so little damage before that got to me. Oh, it is level 8. Yeah, this might have been a bad idea. I didn't realize this was level 8. I thought it was another level 6 one. This was a poor choice. I'm just gonna run. This actually could have ended bad for me if I didn't just straight up run. No, don't attack it. Don't attack it. If I attack it, it'll keep chasing me. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. That was way closer than that should have been. Whew, that extra stab that I did somehow as I was running away, I didn't intend to do that. because in WoW Classic, mobs continue to chase you as long as you have attacked them. If you don't attack them, they'll run back to where they started. But as long as you are attacking them, they will just chase you forever. Whereas mobs later in WoW do have like a certain amount of range they will chase you. But in Classic, they will chase you for literally ever. People would kite dragons to major cities and stuff like that, or still do really on Classic realms, because just to mess with people. Yeah, hope that doesn't happen to me. Suck. Doesn't really happen too much anymore, especially on these quiet realms, so not too concerned. But that was yeah, level 8 owl. I think if I had stood and fight there, it would have been. I think I would have died. I really do. I do very little damage in melee, and it was really doing a lot of damage to me. And yeah, I don't think I would have been able to make that. Oh, I should be tracking herbs. Tracking herbs. Because yeah, I'm gonna start this person as a herbalist skinner, because mining can only be trained as a night elf a little later on, and so I'll transition to mining a little later on. So I won't get any ore from this character for some time, but herbalism and skinning will help a little bit too. A herb over there, worth going to get. Bag space is going to be an issue with skinning and herbalism. Definitely going to be a problem, but we're just going to have to frequently go back to town. Oh man, this can happen in Teldrassil. There are so many herbs all over the place, and it really can just drag you out into the world. I'm not going to go any farther into the world yet. I'm going to go get my skinning knife and... And now I have enough stuff. I should definitely have enough money to pick up that skinning knife. Trade skills. Merchant. I think maybe in the tower. 3. They might be in there. I think the first aid trainer's also in here, which I'll be trying to find the silver to pick that up pretty soon. Priest trainer, no first aid. Food and drink. Trade goods. General supplies. Trade supplies. Here we go. Skinning knife 82. I want to sell these slugs. I want to turn them into. I'll sell the silver leaf, yeah. Because I'm gonna end up with way too much of that anyway. Back to selling pants. Chain cloak, what does that give me? 7. There, perfect. Alright, no cloak, that's okay. I'm fine with that. Okay. Really scraping by here on these characters. I'm really, you know, spending all the money I have access to at all times. But, you know, that's kind of the name of the game almost, right? These owls move really fast too. That's the problem with these owls. They fly quickly at you, so you don't get nearly as many shots off. So you're spending much more time in melee, so you're spending much more time doing a lot less damage. Yeah, Hunter before pet is tough. It is actually like you are straight up vulnerable until you get some of the other abilities and your pet as well. So yeah, this is probably going to be much more slow going than the warrior and the paladin. Just because, yeah, before pet, you're just not that strong. For skin, you can't skin owls. You did not know. Gotta kill spiders as well. For many reasons. I have one spider like in my mail, actually. I did send this character some stuff from my other characters. So spiders move a lot slower than the cats and the wolves, so they're a little easier to kill for me and get more shots in before they get to me. Yeah, no bag is gonna hurt here because with skinning and herbalism, we're just gonna fill up our bags super fast. So we're not gonna go any major super long excursions to finish a bunch of quests at once or anything like that. We're gonna stick close to town, you know, do one quest at a time, kind of, and kind of do it that way. Yeah, these owls just move too fast for me to even get like an extra shot in as I move away. Like sometimes you can get an extra serpent sting in and stuff like that if you like move away. But these owls just move way too quickly for that. That's pretty good. Some decent amount of shots got in there. This quest is going much faster than normally for me, I think. I think typically this particular quest takes me way longer. I've already finished the Nightsaber Fangs in like literally I think 3 Nightsaber kills. I got 3 fangs. So that's pretty unusual. And kind of fine with me because that was bad by me. I kind of stutter stepped incorrectly there. Could have got one more hit in there, I think, with the bow if I had moved correctly. But I think you get max, even if you're at max range at the start. I think the max amount of shots you can get on those owls is appears to be even if you do everything correctly. Whereas these spiders, you can see, I can get 5, maybe even 6 shots in. Yeah, they don't even get to me. They move so much slower. And once again, you can see that the rested XP is really making this, making quick work of this level, which we love to see. I have filmed these things a little, like, I've been a bit eager to film and play, so I've been filming these a little kind of more in advance than kind of technically speaking, like if I'm releasing once a day. I'm thinking about moving up to 2 release a day, and at this point a new channel is up, and so I've migrated my videos to a new channel, so they kind of all came out at once and that kind of thing, so it's a little bit messed up. And I might move to 2 uploads a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, if I continue in this kind of like eager to play and have the time to play kind of situation. It might turn out that because I'm also putting a bit more effort into editing the videos, especially the recap video took a bit more time to edit, so that kind of at the start it was kind of like, yeah, this is not gonna be a problem because it's gonna be very little editing work because I'm just gonna play and then upload what I play and kind of not edit it. But I'm doing a little bit more editing to cut out some like running around major cities and any like long profession work that takes like minutes to do. I'm cutting that out, so it's taking a little bit of time to do that, but not too much at all. The recap episode, like cutting all those clips together and voicing over it and stuff like that, took a little extra time, but I think it's worth it. I think those are actually the videos that people are probably going to watch the most, because it's way more digestible content and kind of gives you the same feeling of following along with the challenge. Okay, we need to kill owls. Get 3 shots in? Ugh, it's really hard to shoot these owls before they get you. So I guess one thing to talk about is what pet am I gonna get with this hunter, or at least what's my primary pet gonna be? And I could switch that up over the time too. Like, owls are good pets. They move quickly. They have a silence, which can be really powerful for surviving. They have an I think it's an AoE silence. Oh, we finished this quest. Wow. Which can be really nice to do. Cats are obviously good damage dealers. They also move fast, and you can train dash and prowl on them, so that's nice. Spiders also, they have a web, they have a root. Boars are good because they eat literally anything. Bears are solid because they just don't die, but don't do as much damage. So yeah, I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna do any research, but I'm gonna think about it and consider my options here. Yeah, so let's kill a bit more spiders. We need more spider legs. I think I have literally just 1 spider leg in my mail from another character, so still gotta get to 6 before I head back. And actually I have more inventory space so far than I expected after killing such a variety of different mobs. You know, and herbing and skinning. So it's going quite well. But yeah, the pet's an interesting idea. Pet's gonna be fun. And maybe you know, I mean, probably different types of mobs. You probably want to have different types of pets. I don't know if that level of kind of fiddliness is something I want to deal with. And also, it means you need to keep, because pets don't automatically stay at your level like demons. So if I'm playing one pet, they'll level up with me. If then I switch, the other pet will be lower level, that kind of stuff. So might not be worth the fiddliness, but I mean, maybe it is. If it helps me survive, maybe it is worth having different pets for different situations. But there probably is just a good solid choice that I should probably figure out for myself. And there's all sorts of different ways you could slice it. Dealing more damage is obviously good, because not only do they just help you kill things faster, it means they keep better aggro if they deal more damage. Like a bear is great and all. They have higher toughness and stuff, higher armor, but they deal a little less damage, I think, which means they actually hold aggro less, so you pull aggro off them a lot more. Therefore, their extra toughness isn't actually being utilized very well. And then there's other, like, yeah, like the owl, the spider, boars, gorillas have like a AoE damage ability. Yeah, so like there's lots of different potential kind of ways to think about a pet, and it probably is all kind of a wash in the grand scheme of things. It probably isn't going to make a huge difference either way. So maybe I'll just go for like aesthetics or what I feel like or something like that. I'm not sure, but we still have a decent amount of time before we have to make that decision, because we need to get to level 10 and then do all the hunter quests to get the pet and then actually choose then. And then we could always change our mind as well. We got actually a full 7 spider legs. We're just about to level, so that'll be nice. We got another silver here, so that's great too. We got cooking here, so we got 6 small eggs, so that'll be great. So yeah, like I said, this person's gonna be our only cook that we have. And I'm gonna send well-fed food. I'm gonna send cooking materials to this character and then distribute well-fed food among all my characters. That's kind of gonna be how I plan to do this. I think the quest at the top of this tower, I think you get a cookie crumb quest to send you up there. So I don't think I need to head up there. If I don't get it eventually, I'll go. Now we're looking for pine cones on the ground. Once again, we're looking for a small little thing that's hard to see at the base of trees. Once again. I think we should get Arcane Shot now. That silver on that. Shot. That in the 2 slot actually. Just increase our DPS a little bit, because it's not like we're running out of mana, so it's pretty much simply a DPS increase. Recipe of the Caldore. Excellent. And we leveled up. Great. Okay, let's go check our mail real quick for some cooking materials that I'm pretty sure I sent to myself. Where's the mailbox? This must be over here. Got these. Okay, we got boar meat, crag boar rib, and then this beer best. I'm not gonna get that yet because I might. That should work. Hunk of boar meat and a small spider leg. Yeah, I'm gonna leave these in here in case I don't get to that. I don't want them cluttering my inventory immediately. And this should work, right? Yeah. I don't know why it was red in my bags. If it doesn't, I'll just vendor it. I'm not gonna bother sending it back. I'm gonna have way too many of those anyway, probably. I had sent this to my blacksmither. Sharpening stone increases sharp weapon damage. And increasing damage on this dagger by a whole 2 damage will actually be quite significant. So anyway, let's cook up this boar meat, and I'll probably just cut to the end of this boar meat, so I won't say anything important here. So right around here, guys, I'm just coming in here with the voiceover as we actually lost audio here of me speaking. I think I muted myself while doing this cooking and then forgot to unmute myself. So the rest of the episode I am muted. So I'm going to come in here and provide some voiceover commentary for the rest of this episode when I think it is needed. So here, yeah, I was finishing up cooking and kind of probably talking about stuff like that. And so like the spider kebabs and her baked eggs, I was going to keep the spider kebabs on this character, and then I'm heading over to mail the herb baked eggs to my mage character Hemical, because he's going to be the next episode so he's going to make use of that food next. So that's why I sent that there. And I was talking about also how I was going to leave the recipe and materials for that other cooking recipe in my bank for now, because I wasn't able to train it or use them, so they would just take up space in inventory. Here I'm thinking about selling the severed voodoo claws, and I do, because I don't think they're that useful, and a silver 15 is a big money increase at the time here. And yeah, just selling my inventory here and deciding where to go next. Right. Make sure I have enough bows or arrows. I think I have enough arrows. Checking on the hunter training here, we see that I'm looking at level 8 training. Or I had a quick look to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And wanted to have a quick look for anything I could potentially buy in the future, but I guess, yeah. So here I'm heading out towards the east of the map. There's a few quests to do there. Unfortunately, later on I realized that I missed a quest that I could have gone up on that tower for, which was available later, or available right now, and I got it later so I could have been a bit more efficient here in the way I did things. Here I'm looking for these green cones, or green smoking pine cones, for quest. I need 3 of them, so I'm looking for those. So I get 2 right away here. There's a quest down near that tent that I just put my mouse over that I could go hand in right now, but I end up handing that in a little bit later. And yeah, I think about going down there, but then I decide not to. Here I get attacked by a night saber that I kind of let get a little close to me. And yeah, skinning and herbing is what I went with here, and I actually kill a lot less beasts that you can skin than I kind of thought I would. Potentially skinning might not have been the best thing to pick up. I mean, there literally is nothing else I could pick up. It's kind of the only thing. Oh, I forgot to skin that guy. Well, that's annoying, because kind of make use of that. So not skinning that night saber was a big mistake. And I'm still eager to kill spiders for cooking recipe materials and stuff like that, and they're really easy for me to kill, so it's good XP because they don't run very fast. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video. And those small spider legs right there, 2 of them, that's well-fed food right there. And so and also just moving safe through the forest, killing things that in the direction of the way you're going is kind of the best way to do it, because or else I could run into a situation where I try and kind of shoot the gap between two mobs, and they both aggro on me in melee range, essentially, almost that point. And that's no good. We don't want to be seeing that. So that's why I'm kind of killing more things than particularly is necessary, and also they're next to herbs a lot of the time, and then so I might as well kill them. And the spiders are really easy for me to kill, so really looking at killing them, but they can't be skinned is kind of the issue. So yeah, I forgot to put on my sharpening stone here as well. You can see that I got 2 of those in the bag that I sent from my blacksmith to increase my melee damage a little bit. Well, actually quite significantly. It's gonna, like, almost doubles the damage of the dagger. So actually, like, a pretty huge increase in the melee damage that the hunter can output. So not having that on is a bit of a mistake, but I do eventually put it on. So here I need to enter this village with all these gnarlpine. I think they're gnarlpine, the furbolgs. A bunch of herbs as well around here. So I kind of get a little distracted by the herbs and kind of go off in a different direction. But these guys end up being not too difficult for me to take down before they get to me. They don't run particularly fast, so I'm able to do good damage to them. And they also run away at like 10% HP, so I really don't need to do too much damage to them before they get to me. On the minimap, you can see there's a quest to hand in, and then also 2 herbs, which I end up going and getting in a bit here. But yeah, so far things are going pretty well in this outing. The arcane shot's actually adding, I think I mentioned a couple times here, the arcane shot's adding a bit more DPS than I kind of expected it to. I guess later on, arcane shot's not so good because it scales off arcane spell damage. It has nothing to do with your bow damage or your agility or anything like that. Like, that's the kind of stats and things you'll be prioritizing later, but you don't have, you know, lots of like agility or anything like that yet. And so the arcane shot is pretty much just an extra auto attack, and it's instant speed, so you can cast it while moving, and kind of you don't need to wait for your bow to draw in those kind of short range situations. And so arcane shot's actually doing a bit more work than I kind of gave it credit for. It's like practically an auto shot attack, and here I'm talking about how slow the spiders are and how I can almost outrun them entirely. Kind of waste time there to kind of do that though. But yeah, as you can see, there's 3 herbs on the map, so I'm kind of making my way towards those herbs, and then we'll circle back to the village to do the quests that are in there. Yeah, I've already got the fell cones. Probably should have handed that in for inventory space reasons, because I was near it when I kind of finished it. I was like relatively near it. Probably should have done that, seeing as we're really low on inventory space. But that's okay. So yeah. So pick up another silver leaf here. There's tons of herbs in Teldrassil. It's really herb dense. As you can see, another one popped up on the map south from here. So I go try and pick that one up too. And then I think another one might pop up as well. So having this many herbs is good. I mean, I'm gonna want to use these herbs, but also herbs are actually like, because I'm probably gonna end up herbing more of these basic herbs than I actually need for my alchemist. And there's really no other use for herbs other than alchemy in classic WoW. I don't believe any recipe for any other profession or anything uses herbs. Whereas like leather and stuff is used for engineering, it's used for blacksmithing, it's used for leatherworking, of course. So here I jump down to this area because I'm trying to get to that herb, and I get stuck down here, and there's a lot of mobs around me, and so I kind of think about, for a brief second, I think about hearthing out there. But I decided not to, and then I decided to just give up on that herb, just because it's around, you know, it's just, I'm getting into a more dangerous area, and it's just not worth it, and it's getting me farther away from my objectives. So I just kind of give up on that herb, which is fine. It was just a silver leaf. We're not too fussed about it. So I go back over here and pick up the easy to get herb that I passed by earlier, and then head back into the village. Hunter is definitely what I kind of noticed, and you'll notice the episode length of this episode is definitely a little shorter than the last 2. So I definitely, you know, could have spent more time on this episode playing a little bit more, but I'm going to try and keep things to an hour when I can. I think going over that significantly in the episode 9 and a little bit over in episode 10. I think I kind of just wanted to keep playing, but I think keeping the episodes to an hour is probably a good idea. I don't know. Maybe I'll consistently go higher. You know, I suppose that's not really an issue. But I think I want to do it to an hour. So yeah, but you can really see that without a pet and me having to kite back and then run forward again, you know, like it really slows down progress. Whereas if you're a melee class or even just a regular range class that doesn't really kite as much and lets things get to them, you kind of don't need to run, like, because you run back and forwards as a hunter before you get your pet. Like, so you're really making no progress towards your objective. Like, and you have to keep running back towards it as you kite back. So it definitely slows you down a bit. Like, the damage that I'm putting out here as a hunter is fine. It's solid. It's not bad. But the running back and forth, there's a lot of it, you know, like instead of running in there and attacking it where that mob stood, I'm, you know, running, you know, a good chunk back the way I came, killing it back here, and then having to run back to where it started, which definitely takes up a little extra time. So here I'm trying to get into this house, and it's a little tricky situation because I can't really get an angle on that person in the doorway. I can't get a line of sight on them. So I'm just clearing at the front a little bit too, being a little cautious here, even though I'm kind of not too worried about these guys. They move slowly, so if I ever pulled extra guys, I wouldn't really be too worried. I just could run. Like, my exit is clear out of this area, so I'm not too concerned. Here, yeah, like here I gotta kite like back this way a little bit. It's probably wouldn't be better just stay where I was, honestly. Then move. Yeah, here I would wished I had my because I'm about to do a lot of meleeing to get into this house. So I wish I had my sharpening stone on my dagger already. I don't know. I forget when I end up actually doing it. But yeah, here we spot a rare drop or rare spawn. So he will drop better than average gear. So I think, yeah, he's level 7. I'm a hunter. I can always run away if it looks like I'm not doing enough damage to him. So I think, yeah, let's take that guy down. So I take him down a little bit here. I think I take him down after I hand in the quest in the house. Yeah, he ends up well, you'll see, I guess, how that goes with him. I let him come back. I kind of realized he's probably gonna pat back to where it'll be easier to take him down. So I just continue on to the house here. And here I do a little kiting. I try and make use of like the rocks there, but the guy, he just goes over them. And you know, this is probably an unnecessary amount of like kind of running. I should just kind of engage in melee once they've closed the distance. I should just engage them in melee and you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not really being in any danger lately. You know, like it's been a long time since something's really got me any damage on me, because I'm able to do a lot of these damage to these guys before they even get to me. Here I try and make use of the thing, but he's still hitting me from all the way down there, so it was kind of just a bit of waste of time as well to try that. Yeah. I guess, yeah, watching myself play after the fact, I'm kind of like, I move around a lot. I kind of do things that maybe aren't sufficient, but you know, that's okay. Finally get some shoes for this character, where she was without shoes for a long time. And here I head up the ramp, and this is a pretty fun little fight because of the ramp. I'm able to make use of the ramp. At first, it's kind of a detriment. But yeah, this fight covers quite a bit of distance. I try and do this, but then he kind of just walks over it, and then I do a little bit of meleeing, try and make use of it again, but he again walks over it. So I melee him a little bit, but then I realize, yeah, I think if I like go up here and I'll be able to shoot him, and yeah, like this gives me a lot of distance to make distance. I could probably jump actually back off the thing, and I got a couple shots from the ramp. So here I got a quest to essentially just go back and tell people at Dalmar that things are bad here. So yeah, and then here I decided, yeah, let's just kill this guy. Let's get him. So I do that. I do pull the other guy that was standing next to him, but this guy ends up being not an issue at all. I kill him before he even gets to me. I aggroed him at max range and kind of used terrain to my advantage to kind of make him take a long route towards me. So he ends up being not an issue. I take him down before he even hits me. And then I take this extra person down that came with him. Like they run really quite slow. Like the fact that I was able to kill like these 2 people with really you know, hardly taking any melee damage. Like even get a little bit of distance right there. I'm not really sure what it is that makes certain mobs allow you to make that little distance, make that buffer zone. Could just be lag as well. Could be server lag. Sometimes like the mob just doesn't know that you have moved until a little bit longer, and on the client side looks like you have the distance, so the client lets you do it. And here we get some pants, and they're solid pants, and so we take those. They're nothing special, but they're fine. So here I hum and haw about, I could have sworn there was a quest to do here, another one, and I was correct, and I just hadn't picked it up. So I thought there was another quest to do, and I thought maybe like I have to go in that building to the north or to the east to get it, but I thought, no, I don't think that's it. I must get it later, but I could have already had it right now. So a little inefficiency, but that's okay. It's gonna happen. I do know the quests quite well. Although Teldrassil is probably my least well-known starting zone, I guess, because like Darkshore I've actually done a lot on like humans and dwarves and gnomes and night elves, of course, because I head over there a lot in my questing route back in the day, early on, because it's just such a good zone. So Darkshore I know quite well, but Teldrassil not as much Teldrassil, because you really only ever go here with night elves. You know, it's the only time you'd ever quest in here. And so although I have played a decent chunk of night elves in my day, not as much as combined. So Teldrassil is probably my least played, because humans I played a lot of those, and dwarves and gnomes have the same starting zone, so I've done that one a lot too. And I really like Dunmoreau as well. Although Elwyn Forest is probably my best known of the starting zones for Alliance. But yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be definitely, especially as things go on, as things progress, my memory might start to fail me a bit on the quests, but like for the first few areas of some of the zones, I should be pretty good on the quests. But even if I'm pretty confident, who knows? Things that I used to use guides and stuff all the time and add-ons and things to make sure I don't miss anything and that kind of stuff. So we'll have to just see. And my memory I wouldn't call my memory particularly good. So I wouldn't say that I'm confident in my ability to be able to remember every quest or like what to do for every quest that isn't clear and that kind of stuff. But that'll be interesting to see, and it'll be kind of like part of the experience. And so here we're having some inventory issues. If I had yes, and I only just put my sharpening stone on. You can see now it's in the top right. It's on now, but that's pretty late into the day for that. Yeah, and then I am pretty full on Peace Bloom too. I think this one, yeah, I have inventory full now, so I get rid of something to pick up the extra Peace Bloom. And because I know from experience as alchemist in Classic a few times that you kind of have more herbs, especially the early ones, than you really actually need. So, and a stack of 20 Peace Bloom actually sells, I think, for like 2 silver. So, and that's not, world breaking or anything, but 2 silver at this stage when like all my characters are really just like fighting for silver to do all the things I want to do on them. 2 silver is really nice, and we're gonna get way more than enough Peace Bloom and stuff like that. So I just kind of sell it where we got lots of time to pick up more Peace Bloom and stuff like that. And that's kind of the main reason I chose this. And I haven't really done much of that so far because I've been doing mainly mining and stuff. I know I'm gonna need a lot of copper for all my professions I want to do, so I'm not too worried about those. Or no, I am worried about those, and so I'm not selling things with those other professions because I think I'm gonna need it all. But with like leather and herbs, I think I'm just gonna sell some of the materials early on that I get. They're solid things to sell, and you definitely do not need all of them. So you'll be seeing more of that, just vendoring, which feels bad. It feels strange to vendor like materials that normally you would either use or auction house, and that's kind of the only two things you would do with them, at least me personally. And so vendoring something like a stack of peace bloom or a stack of light leather just feels bad. But in hardcore, it's the only other way you can get rid of things. You know, it's the only way you can get rid of things. Either you use them or you vendor them. And so if you're not going to use it, and especially if you're not going to use it anytime soon, like, sure, I could keep every copper I get just in case characters die and I want to restart engineering and stuff like that, but at some point silver is important, you know, and all that stuff, and inventory space is also important, like when these banks and stuff on these characters once we like start getting more resources and things. But resource space is an issue, and so just selling things to get out of inventory, especially things that are easy enough to get, you know, things that might be more rare and harder to get that I know I'm going to need, I'll definitely try and hold on to those. But like copper and light leather and peace bloom definitely could just can just get rid of them. Here I get buffed by friendly druid, but I'm gonna have to click those off, as I've decided that buffs are buffs from randoms, strangers, buffs from NPCs I think are fine, but buffs from random strangers, I need to get rid of those. Here I am, picking up some herbs, and then I think soon I return back to Dalinar. I'm kind of talking probably right now that I probably want to end the episode soon, and so yeah, that's that's kind of what I'm probably talking about. There's a herb to the left, but I'd kind of just forget about it. Okay, I do end up picking that up later, but I forget about it for now. So here I'm gonna go hand in that Falcon quest that I really should have handed in like right away, because I picked up three of the Falcons like really fast, and the quest for that is to hand it to that satyr that is in between kind of the starting zone and Dalinar, and which is just over here behind that tree. So there he is right there. So I really should have just went over here and handed that in to have an extra inventory space while I was out adventuring. And that's the kind of thing I'm really gonna need to make sure I'm staying on top of my inventory, because it's gonna be an issue until for at least a few more episodes. Like, I've sent some linen from the characters to my mage, who's gonna be the next episode, which I haven't filmed yet. Probably will film that maybe tonight, actually. You know, this episode's coming out tomorrow, so I might film the mage one tonight, so then it's good to go. Because yeah, I filmed these at 3 episodes, episode 9, 10, and 11, a little earlier kind of than I maybe should have, and so they weren't as rested as they kind of should be, in quotes. If I'm filming an episode on a character every 8 days, they should be really well rested, and so I think I filmed a little earlier than 8 days, maybe 5 or 6 days. I kind of was eager, so I filmed a little ahead of time, and I kind of, because I moved channels, I released I kind of over released videos and stuff. I kind of got a little out of sorts in terms of the release cadence and the recording cadence to start here, but now that we're all squared away on the new channel and we're gonna be releasing videos daily, I did think briefly about releasing videos twice a day, because I kind of was eagerly filming and kind of feeling like I had lots of time, but I really shouldn't overwork myself, especially since I'm starting to edit these videos a bit more, kind of making cuts when I'm doing professions, or I might speed things up if I'm walking a long distance. I might just like speed up the video and kind of dub over it if I want to talk as well. So yeah, that I decided against that. I still am liable to change things like that. I might go down to every second day or twice a day, or stick with a once a day release schedule, and the length of the video also is liable to change as well. But that I'm not, you know, for now I'm gonna stick with try and do an hour or so an episode, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depending on kind of the situation on the video. This one, it was just a good time to stop a little earlier than the other ones. Kind of felt like the correct time. Felt like I was really far away from any other good milestone to stop at, and I was already an hour in. Whereas the other ones, I was like less than an hour in, and I knew there was gonna be a pretty nice milestone kind of less than an hour later, so I kind of kind of stayed to what I was doing, but I knew I wasn't gonna get close to level 10 in this episode because things had just gone a little slower, so I just didn't really bother. But also, yeah, sometimes I'm gonna need to film episodes in bunches to make sure the release schedule is still once a day, because I might go away or might know that I'm gonna be busy or unable to record, or kind of feel like maybe I won't have time to record, that kind of stuff. So definitely sometimes there's going to be episodes that are filmed technically ahead of time, so the character won't be as rested. That's the main thing. The character won't be as rested. But I'm going to try my best to film episodes every 8 days for each character, get on that schedule, and that way they're as rested as possible, because it helps me, it helps the character. Also, it's going to shorten the amount of played time I need on each character the more rested they are. So it's just kind of an efficient thing to do, is to not kind of get ahead of myself and play characters before they're kind of ready to be played, almost, Here I cooked up a couple kebabs, and I'm handing quests. You did see, I kind of talked over it, that I walked up that tree over there and did get that quest. The quest that the Emerald Dreamcatcher, that one right there, that quest, I knew was I didn't know it was available, but I knew it was in that village, and there it is. So we got that. So we'll do that one as well. It's unfortunate that I didn't time that to be correctly done. Here I'm just heading over to the trainer for some reason. I'm not sure why, because I'm checking on how much money I'm going to spend, but I don't know why that matters. I'm a bar away from leveling. I might as well just come back, check a bar from leveling. But I do need a little bit of silver to level up my skills. So pretty much what the rest of the episode is just me going to get to level 8 and kind of humming and hawing at the time, but whether to continue the episode or not, I end up not doing that. So I'm not sure where I'm going. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't understand what I'm doing here. Yeah, what am I doing here? Why was I talking to this guy? Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember now. I decided to get a 6-slot bag. Yep. 5 silver, so pretty big purchase, but I had 11.5 silver, and I realized I don't need much through the skills, and having that extra space would be nice. I don't want to buy too many bags, because I know I'm going to be able to make myself bags for way cheaper. Eventually on my tailor, so I don't want to spend too much money on bags and then have all these extra bags. But for some of the characters, I might purchase maybe like 1 bag, just to help alleviate the stress. And this character had the extra silver. It kind of felt like I could do that, so that's why I ended up doing that. And that's what I was doing there. And now I remember. So yeah, I'm talking here about like. Yeah, I'm not going to do that too often. Probably won't have the silver to really do that very often. But also, I don't want to waste, because I'm going to have the linen to make bags eventually for all my characters. So no point in buying bags. Because, silver, gold is really a resource in Classic as you're leveling characters up. It's really like you can, especially in the hardcore, like you can use it for lots of things. And skill upgrades take a lot of silver. You can actually, buying gear upgrades from vendors is a lot of silver. So, making sure you're not spending excess silver on things you don't need is good. But at some point, bag space is also really nice to have. And not only is it just nice to have, it does save you money. You don't have to drop as many things. Because inevitably, no matter how short you try and make your excursions, no matter how little, no matter how much you try and manage how much you're trying to do in one kind of outing from town, you still will probably get, if you don't have any bags, you're gonna fill up your backpack pretty quick. So it's just gonna happen. Then you have to drop things, and typically you won't drop a ton of value, but you know at some point you end up having to drop you know, enough to make 5 silver, right? Like 5 silver is a lot right now, but it's pretty easy to make that up without dropping when you're not dropping as much. Like 6 extra items you don't need to drop on an outing is you know, probably doesn't require too many outings from town, especially as you level up to make that back. So here I hit level 8 and I decide to just head back to town pretty soon here. I pick up these 2 sprouts, and then I think, you know what? It's you know, we're almost an hour into the recording, just level 8, not really close to 9. We're pretty far out from anything else. So I decide I'm already next town, you know, before I get far away, and then I'm not level 9. I'm not close to town. I thought, you know, let's just I probably should have just done a hearth if I had decided already that so I could have cut this out. Could have saved a little time here by hearthing, but I decided, I don't know why I didn't, because I'm pretty sure at this moment I've already decided that I'm definitely, well, I guess maybe at this point I decided to go train, and then I maybe actually decided to end the episode after that. Yeah, that's probably what happened here. I probably was thinking, yeah, I hit level 8, I'm gonna go train up my skills, and then after that I looked at probably the time, and I decided, you know what, I think now is the best time to call the episode. So I'm just gonna do my outro now. Well, actually, out here, so we get parry, which is really nice, actually. Cussle shot, which is very nice, slows down enemies. It's kind of a range shot, slows down enemies. And then I pick up the other 2 spells, improved raptor strike damage, and track beast for 10 copper. And so here I realized pretty soon here that my mic is not working, but I'll do the outro real quick. And so yeah, thanks for watching so much. Sorry about this voiceover. I hope maybe it was better, but I'm gonna try not to have this because it does take extra time out of the day. Oh no, how long have I been muted? All right, I'll just have to voice over this bit. Well, that's it for Florana this week, and we had a couple close calls, but nothing crazy. And I'll see you guys next time.